שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד.
And so, my friends, it's with the beautiful sound of Tammy's voice and the words of the 113th Psalm that talk about how good, how pleasant, how awesome it is for us to be together, brothers, sisters, family, and friends. Yes, we're apart, but wow, are we together? And as I look at the various messages come in through our chat and through the like, I think, Sai, if you describe it as things getting better, yeah, things are getting better. 2 days of donuts are a remarkable thing, and who could have ever possibly imagined that we would be looking for such things at the start of the year, and that their meaning would have such great significance, but they do, and we're grateful for it, and it gives us a sense of a real sense of a forward movement, which I'm so very, very, very glad about. I will say, however, that we are going to be careful and cautious. And despite everyone's desire to rush back to shul, and despite the fact that we are allowed up to 10 people in the sanctuary, there's going to be some weeks before we arrive at that. We're going to first look to safely bring our B'nai Mitzvah families back into shul, to have our young men and women on the bimmer. And then as we get a little bit more comfortable with the procedures around that, then to gradually look to extend it to congregants upon registration. We'll also be finding an opportunity to gather outdoor and looking for how we can share and stream our services in that modality too. All wonderful opportunities to try and move forward together, because that's really what it is that we want to do, because we know Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad, how good, how pleasant it is when we can sit and be together. Tam, let's turn forward to page 4 and continue with our call to prayer, the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah potach sha'arim, uvitvonem meshanei itim, umechalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, bishmorateihem barkia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golei or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, ומעביל יום ובין לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובכלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי ביתיהם לדורתם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Emet. Bottom of page 17, I should say. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. There's a better place, a a promised land. The winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. There's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands. We're allowed to. By marching together at an appropriate distance. And by joining our voices in a glorious voice. A song of redemption, a song of liberation, a song of gratitude, and a song of appreciation. On page 16. And as we move from our song of liberation, our song of freedom, we turn forward to Hashkivenu. The Hashkivenu is our evening prayer. It asks that we be given the privilege to find a place of rest, if only for the night, a place of comfort.
Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom.
We turn forward to our Amidar. Amidar begins on page 74 in our Mishkan Tefillah. And Amidar is both our personal prayer as well as our communal prayer. It is, as I often say, sung both out loud together and on behalf of community, and then also left with a few moments of personal reflection and contemplation. We will begin our Amidar together and then take a few moments to pause. I'm going to take you back into our sanctuary at the synagogue's place we long to and hope to be able to return safely to in coming weeks and months. But take us there for our focus and our meditation. And then we'll rejoin each other towards the end of the Amidah, first with an interpretation of Tefillat Halev and then a prayer of release and community. But for now, let's begin the Amidah together with the 6 simple words. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'Koneh Hakol, Ve'Zocher Hasdei Avot Ve'Imahot, U'Mevig Geulah Lifnei Bneihem, L'Ma'an Shemo Be'Ahava, Melech Ozel Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayim Eitim Hatarav Lehoshia, Mashiv Aroch Amarid HaGeshem, Mazriach HaShemesh Umarid HaTal, Mechakel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayim Eitim Merachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim, Rofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umkayem Emunato Lishene Afar, Mirchamocha Baal Gevurot, Umidomelach, Melech Me'imit U'Mechaye U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata Lehachayot Meitim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye HaMeitim, Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kdoshim B'chol Yom Yehalelucha Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We pause for a few moments of silent personal prayer. To all these thoughts, all these prayers, we add this kavanah. It's on page 101, and I share it on behalf of our entire community, and so adapt it into the plural. We need strength, humility, courage, and patience. Strength to control our passions, humility to assess our own worth, courage to rise above defeats, patience to cleanse ourselves of imperfections. and wisdom. Wisdom to learn and live by our sacred teachings. Let us not be discouraged by our failings. Let us take heart for all that is good and noble in our character. Keep us from falling victim to cynicism. Teach us sincerity and enthusiasm. Endow us with perception and courage that we may serve others with compassion and love. May these words, O God, the words of our mouths and the meditations of our heart, be acceptable to you, our rock and our Redeemer.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atah melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atah melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha le'arech et amcha Yisrael lechol et ulechol shah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai hamevarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
And so, as we move through this beautiful and song-filled evening of song and celebration, we move forward towards the Elena Prayer on page 586. 586. Before I invite Tammy to lead us in this, I just want to reiterate my my gratitude, really, on behalf of our entire team for your support through the daily Daven. We're going to continue to offer this for as long as community gathers, and to have over 23, 24 screens with us at the moment is a remarkable thing for a community that as recently as 8 months ago didn't have the practice of daily prayer. So we're going to keep this going, but we're also going to be, as I said in the opening remarks, looking for ways to gradually, safely bring people back into the synagogue. Very excited that on Shabbat afternoon we're going to have a bar mitzvah boy and his family in shul celebrating in a very different way, but celebrating as in an intimate group in the sanctuary itself, with the minyan actually in physically in shul. And then over the coming weeks, we'll, as I said, gradually look to extend that in celebration of a number of bar and bat mitzvahs before hopefully getting to a point where we can safely and confidently allow, upon registration, members to come back to shul. But all of that lies ahead right now. We're just enjoying the good health that so many in our state and our city seem to be reporting, and that's something that we don't take for granted. We give thanks for, and that's really what the Aleinu is about. It's our prayer of appreciation and gratitude. And so I invite you to join with Tammy and I as we turn to page 586 and offer our Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומשב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בכפי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
And with the words of the Aleinu, we now turn forward in our service to Kaddish Yatom, to the memorial prayer and the opportunity that we take to remember those who have gone before us. As I ready to myself to offer these words, I turn your thoughts with mine to the Ner Neshama, the soul candle that's burning within our sanctuary and is a perpetual reminder of the legacy as well as the loss and the love that fills our community. We begin first by thinking of those who's have most recently been taken from their family circles, and we continue to think of baby Isabel Brand, Marilyn Goldberg, Estelle Newmark, and Don Williams, who are all in their first 7 days since their passing, and whose shiva we are observing as a community. We also think of Helen Edwards, Malcolm Siegel, Helen Friedman, Marion Landauer, Yvonne Landauer, Cecilia Lederman, Felicia Lucy, Isa Sandler, Semen Spektorov, and Pinchas Tidor, all of whose Roshim we continue to recall and honor in our TBI community. And together with these names of Shiva and Shloshim, we also pause to think on this day of Wallace Harris, who is being remembered by his late wife Jill, as well as George Hayward, who's being remembered by his sister Susan. We think of all of those named, as well as those whose names lie deep within our hearts, as we offer the words of Kaddish Yatom, giving thanks for life and the blessings that we have shared. Yitgadal v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah, v'amad divrach Yirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'cheidachol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam almei amaya, yiparach v'yishtabah v'yipa'ah v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitadav v'yitalei v'yitalal Shmei d'Kodisha brichu. Le'elam min kol brichata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the one who causes peace to reign in the heavens above bring peace to all of us, to all humanity. And to that we say, Amen.
Amen.
Tammy, I'm just looking through the comments and chats from the community that gathered with us. You better say hi to your grandparents.
Hi.
A closing song for us.
Oseh Shalom.
Lovely.
Yoshvei Tevel,